What's up, everybody? So today we're going to be doing a budget quarantine setup for all of our saltwater fish. I don't know why we don't have one already, but we're going to be doing that today. So we're just going to go straight into it. We're going to Shark Reef right now. Got Jaws right here. We already got our Smoothie King. Had to. It's a must, every time we head over here. So yeah, we're just going to walk you guys through all the process of how we're setting up our quarantine tank, and hopefully it'll help you guys. We just made it to Shark Reef Tucson, so we're gonna go in there, figure out everything that we need for this setup. We already have a lot of the equipment at home, so when we get home, I'll walk you through how much we spent on everything there. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. All right, guys. So just a warning, I forgot all of our microphones, the gimbal, and everything. So this video is just gonna be all raw. So, all right, guys. So we just made it out of Shark Reef Tucson. We got the 10-gallon back there. We got that, but that's not important, okay? That's not part of the budget or nothing. Those are just corals and some shrimp for the tank to clean it all up. But that's irrelevant, all right? So we spent $25 in this tank, but they threw it to us for free. But I just want to let you guys know, if you guys were out there trying to get a tank, it's gonna cost you guys $25 for that 10-gallon tank. If you guys do have the room though, just go and get a 20-gallon. Might as well. But we're gonna make it on our way home, and then we're gonna set up this 10-gallon tank with everything, and then get all the fishes in there, so that way the display tank can start getting rid of all the ick and all that. All right, guys, so just made it home. Got this tank, nice little 10-gallon. This thing's I ain't gonna lie, I think it's a lot bigger than I thought it was. So I mean, I will show you guys what we got. We got another shrimp in there, and then we just got 2 new corals right there. That's irrelevant. It's not really, a part of the video, but I just wanted to show you guys what we got. All right, guys, so we're running out of room, so we're gonna run the quarantine tank right here with my PC set up and all that. Got the main setup right here. We're gonna put probably like 3 gallons of the display water into here. We're gonna get, I bought this for $15, and I bought this for $15 as well. So just so you guys know, 30 bucks for that, $20 for this. The water, you can get RODI water for 50 cents a gallon. Salt, it depends, but I buy mine. Last time I got 5 gallons for $6, so not bad at all. So I got the air stones in there, connected to the air pump back here, just like that. And then it has goes over here to the power strip, along with the heater as well. So it has the heater, and it has both of the air filtration system. It doesn't really need a filtration system, but it does need all the air stones and whatnot, because all this tank is for copper. So that way we can dose whatever medicine that we need for the fish to get rid of any parasites or any parasites that they might have, before we put them back into the 37-gallon, or whenever we get another fish for the 300-gallon, we'll be able to quarantine them before we put them in. Another reason why we also quarantine them is because you don't want to go and buy, a $2 fish, throw it in your 300-gallon after you just acclimated it and dripped it for, an hour, like what you're supposed to do, like what I'm doing with these. And then you throw it in there, and then now catches a parasite, and your whole tank is now infected with the parasites. Now you have to move all of your fish over to a quarantine tank, so that's why you should just quarantine your fish first for a week to 2 weeks prior before you just throw them in there. All right, guys, so I wasn't gonna record the whole process because this thing absolutely sucks, man. Absolutely sucks. I hate that thing, man. I battle with that every day. But we got our water from the display tank. I got the auto top turned off so that way it doesn't top it off and ruin our salinity levels and all that. We got our corals in there. So we're gonna have the display water in here just so the fish don't get shocked. We'll get the aquarium heater working, and then we'll get these air stones going so that way we can start oxygenating everything. And then we'll fill up the rest of the tank with some of this salt water that we have here. And then after all that, after this is all heated up, we're gonna move those fish into there, and then we're gonna into there. That salt water needs to go in there, heat it up, add it into here gently so it doesn't knock off any of our corals, and then we're good to go. All right, so we got 1025 salinity. I got a piece of tape so we know the water line, so I have fresh water here to top off if it dehydrates, so that way they should be good. We're gonna move them all over here. I gotta heat up this water to put back in the display tank for all the corals. You can turn the top off back on. All right, guys, so I'm just waiting for this bucket to heat up. Waiting for this doll to heat up. It's not ready yet. And then this goes into there. We're gonna drain those guys, throw the nasty water in there. This is gonna become our nasty bucket. We're gonna get a new one. Drain all the corals, move all these nice corals into the corner right here, and then start moving the rocks, so that way we can get all these fish, like this green chromis right here. We're gonna get him, and then there's a firefish as well, which, oh, he's normally hiding right over there. Let's see, where is he? Yeah, I can't find him, but we're gonna get them all. Got the quarantine tank all set up. We got the green chromie in there. And the firefish is just chilling over here. So there's absolutely no fish in here, so 6 to 8 weeks, and then we'll be back with fish in the display tank. But for now, we got the quarantine tank. Got to get cupamine so we can start dosing it with copper, get rid of all the parasites that may be on his body. But I'm hoping that we saved these guys. I know we didn't save, well, if you guys don't know, we lost the other clown, obviously, with only 2 fish in there. We did not find her body, so natural causes did all that. But yeah, we didn't have to feed them today, so that's a plus, I guess. Good morning, guys. It is now day 2 of the quarantine, the budget quarantine setup. The fish made it through the first night, so obviously, you know, we did something right. So, and normally, you know, with this ick in the tank, every night we're losing another fish. So, you know, I'm gonna take this as a win. I'm very blessed. So I'm just gonna go over all the price for that way you guys know what the budget is and all that. But cupamine, 30 bucks for that, the tester and the copper. Got your air stones right here, 15 bucks for those 2. Heater back there, 15. You got your tank right here for 20 bucks. I just did top offs. So, alright guys, so we're basically done with the video. I just wanted to show you guys how I'm gonna do this. So it says 20 drops for every 10 gallons. As you can see, this is not filled to the brim. So I'm just gonna put about 15 drops in here. 15 drops of that. And as far as copper test, it looks very intimidating, I'm not even gonna lie. But you don't have to test it on the initial, when you're initially putting it in, you don't have to test it at all. You only have to test your copper whenever you're redosing the copper into your QT tank. That's whenever you should test and see where the levels are at before adding more to see how much drops you should add. Alright guys, so basically in that video you saw that we set up the quarantine tank. We got the 2 fish in here, so hopefully we'll get them treated. And then 6 to 8 weeks we'll move them back to the display tank. We'll add a couple more in the display tank. But that'll be a little bit, so the next video you guys can watch out for is that 300 gallon. We're going to be moving that here in a couple days. So by the time you're seeing this, it'll probably be maybe 2 days. So yeah, stay tuned for that. That's going to be a huge move. I have a bunch of people coming to help me out with that. But huge shout out if you guys made it this far in the video. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next one. Peace.